In this video, we explore the beautiful Polish city of Wrocław on a long weekend break. Situated along the Oder River, the city is known for its Gothic architecture, bustling squares and magnificent cathedrals. Join me over the next 3 days as we explore this city.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to Wrocław in Poland. And yeah, really excited to be here, and yes, this is our second visit to Poland in the space of 7 months, and I think it goes to show how much we enjoyed Gdansk. And I remember at the time saying how many great Polish cities there are to visit, and I suppose I'm making good on my word. So I've got up for sunrise this morning and I'm just walking through the more historic side of the city, and it is really beautiful. So I've just been photographing these amazing churches here, and yeah, there's a really nice bridge that creates a nice leading line to them. It's certainly an early start at this time of the year, but it's definitely worth it.
Cathedral Island is the oldest part of the city and arguably the most picturesque, with its cobbled streets and beautiful buildings. This area is what really inspired me to visit Wrocław, and it was a real pleasure to photograph.
The sun is up now, really beautiful. Great morning, great start to the trip.
Later that morning, we ventured into the main square in search of breakfast and stopped at a place called Jolie, where we enjoyed the beautiful sunny weather. So we're actually here for a total of 3 nights, which I think will be more than enough time to properly explore this city. When I was doing my research before coming, there didn't seem like there was a mass of things to do, like sort of attractions. So I think it's one of those places where, you know, you just sort of explore the city and just enjoy the ambience, I suppose. But yeah, it's been really nice so far. We're getting some beautiful weather. We just had a quick walk in the main square and had some breakfast, and yeah, it's really relaxing, nice and calm, not busy with traffic. One thing that we kept seeing as we walked along the river were these floating barges with bars on them, and seeing as the weather was so nice, we stopped for a quick drink.
As we got closer to Cathedral Island, we noticed some people selling tickets for boat tours, and it was on our list to do for this trip, so we went ahead with one. It was really good actually. You get such an amazing view of the cathedrals, and it was really relaxing just watching the city go by. We opted for just a one-way ticket, so we hopped off and straight away we saw another beach bar, so we took another opportunity to soak up the sun before then walking back to Cathedral Island.
So it's getting to the early afternoon of our first day, and gotta say, pleasantly surprised so far. We went on a nice river cruise and went a little bit down the river, got off, and yeah, we just sort of walked back to where we started, where we got the boat. Had a nice drink at these. There's lots of these like beach bar areas where you can just obviously get a drink, and then there's loads of deck chairs, which is really cool. It's really nice in this weather. Also just quite a relaxing place to walk around. There's lots of cyclists, not many cars.
For sunset, we went for a walk around Cathedral Island, and I took the opportunity to capture some scenes with the camera. For our evening meal, we went to a pizza place called Iggy Pizza, which was very good. For sunrise, I got up nice and early and headed to the main square.
Sunrise today, I've come to the main square, and as you can imagine, after a Saturday night it's still a little bit lively, but yeah, it's really beautiful. We came here during the day yesterday, and it was quite busy, so you couldn't really appreciate the buildings and the architecture as much, just because of the so many people. But yeah, really beautiful. So many different colours of the buildings.
Later that morning, we went for breakfast at Giselle, before then going to St Mary Magdalena Cathedral, where you can climb right to the top and get an amazing view over the city.
So we've come to the bridge of the Penitents, and yeah, it's basically a bridge between the two towers of the church, and you get an amazing view of the town square there, and yeah, really cool view. back down on the ground now, and yeah, I think that would be a really good spot for sunset. The only problem is that it closes at 8 o'clock. Sunset this time of year is 20 past 8, so I think you'd probably get up there and then get booted down before the sun actually sets, which is a bit of a shame. But if you come in the winter, I think that would be a really good spot because the sun sets over the market square.
For the remainder of the day, we wandered through the narrow streets, admiring the architecture and browsing the shops. And unfortunately, the weather took a bit of a turn later in the day, so we headed to Poco Bakery to have some treats, with the pistachio croissant definitely being the highlight. And then later on, we went to a small restaurant called Ragu, which had some really delicious pasta. For sunset, the weather wasn't looking great, but I persisted anyway and tried to get some nice photos. There was actually a pretty big storm way out in the distance, which created a very dramatic scene.
Oh wow, on our last morning here, getting an absolutely beautiful sunrise. Best light is always after stormy, rainy weather, and yeah, this is really, really nice. Oh wow, what a morning. Really, really wonderful. Great last sunrise. Got plenty of shots there. It's a great spot, this actually. It's a great viewpoint of Cathedral Island. Yeah, so calm, so peaceful. If you come here later in the day, there's lots of boats and things, so definitely worth coming a bit early. So the plan for today, so our last day, and we're not really sure what we're going to do, to be honest, because we sort of feel like we've done a lot of what we wanted to. One thing we haven't done yet is have some traditional Polish food, so we're hoping to do that at some point today.
So on our last day, the weather was a little bit grey, so we headed to the market hall to have a look around, and it was quite nice just to have a stroll and look around the various stalls and shops. So if you do visit Wrocław, it won't be long until you spot these small little gnomes dotted across the city, and they actually symbolise the anti-Soviet resistance movement from the 1980s and were used as a humorous protest. There's now at least 400 dotted across the city and serve as a reminder of the city's history to intrigue tourists and locals alike. We then tried some traditional Polish food at a place called Konspira, which was a cool little place actually, very traditional, and there we had some delicious dumplings.
It's coming to the end of our time here, and yeah, we've had another really good day. It's been quite relaxing. We haven't done a lot of sightseeing, but we have gone to a few restaurants and cafes, which have been really good. I would say that we haven't had a bad meal here, to be honest. Everything has been really, really good, and it just seems in general like there's a really good standard of food here. I think in hindsight, 3 days here is probably a little bit too much. I think you can do it in a weekend. 2 days is enough. I think if we were to do this trip again, we would probably fly into the city and then head out via Krakow and just sort of experience sort of two cities in one trip maybe. But yeah, it's been a brilliant trip and somewhere that I will recommend to people to visit.
And that would be the end of our trip to Wrocław. Thanks so much for watching, and if you do have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below.